All right, I want to go over all the fights. I just watched the weigh-ins. I didn't find anything interesting. Everybody looked at least reasonable. Couple bets on the card for me. Um, it's like a slow month, and then I liked a lot in Contender and a lot at UFC 330. And yeah, some interesting one here. So Ryan Coos versus Marcio Barbosa. This is one where I don't know anything. I can't help you. I don't know anything about this Ryan guy, and Barbosa just knocks everyone out in the first round. I expect it to be a pretty quick, vicious knockout, but I have no good data. No, I don't have a useful opinion here. Am I going to lay 8-1 on this guy against some dude I've never heard of? No, but yeah, let's skip that one. All right, we got Chanel Dyer versus Elise Reed. Um, this one's a bit interesting. It's kind of like a younger up and comer against an older, solid but not real contender. I think 6-1 is a bit steep here. I think Dyer's already proven to be better than Reed, and she's kind of on the way up, and Reed is on the way down. So I would definitely expect Dyer to win this fight. That said, I think 6-1 is too steep, and I'm gonna put a very small bet on Elise Reed. Actually, you can get a decent price on the over. I kind of like that too, but I don't really expect my opinion on totals to be winning. I just like to gamble on them. Oh, the cat made an appearance. Oh, sweet cat. All right, next one is Anthony Wint versus Terrence Chapman. I just went to this guy, Anthony Wint's contender. Besides the fact that he looked like Francis Ngannou, just this enormous freak athlete, I didn't expect him to be very good based on his record. He just smashed some guys that had no business in the cage with him. But he actually looked really good. Some guy shot. It was like apparently an All-American wrestler, but some decent wrestler had a shot that looked decent, and he just like effortlessly sprawled and flipped him and knocked him out. It was too fast to really see anything, but he looked like he could be good. You know, I mean, we'll see. Heavyweight's soft. This guy might rise very fast. That's he beat up guys that suck. He could be horrible. You know what I mean? We'll find out within the year, though. And I know nothing about Terrence Chapman. I'm not going to lay 10-1 on this dude. Next. Douglas Emmers. I'll go over this. Oh, by the way, for the Elise Reed thing, left it, but a lot of different models. I give her about, I don't know, 1 in 4 chance. Some of the newer ones like Dyer a bit better. But I still think that 6-1 is a bit crazy. And it's pretty easy to get 6-1 on Pauly and stuff. You can get an MGM, almost 7-1 on Kalshi. I just think that's a crazy price. Like I said, Reed's not going to win, but I'll gamble. This Emmers fight, I think he's got a shot, like a plus 300 shot, but I don't know if I'm going to gamble on it. If I had to bet the gun to head, I'm definitely taking Emmers here, getting 3-1. I'll probably just pass though. I mean, Douglas is probably just going to beat him. I mean, he did kind of get robbed in this Jack Jenkins fight a couple years ago. So I kind of was hopeful about him, but I don't know. And Hunter Emil's kind of a tough fight. You know, he looks decent, but I think it's just a tough matchup. I don't think he's going to get it done. That said, gun to head, I still bet Emmers. I don't know anything about this Stanley Dorsainville, whoever this is. Everyone that I talk to that kind of tapes the fight and watches it and pays attention to this stuff, they seem to love this Gage Young guy. The Stanley dude just kind of jumps guillotine on dudes that suck and taps them out pretty quickly. Never know, there's a tough fight. This guy kind of fell off. Very tough contender intro. This guy has looked good. Anyway, yeah, people seem to like Gage Young. He's kind of had a tough path already at 26, but I think it should be closer to 2-1. So I'll probably throw something on him. Don't know enough about it to make it a big bet, but I'll be in there. Next one is the Padilla fight. I don't think I have anything for Gage. Yeah, I don't. For the Padilla fight, though, he kind of got robbed in the last one. It was pretty clear he won before a point was taken, and then they took a point. It was some weird event where they like announced him the winner, and then they came back and announced it was a draw. That whole thing was absolutely crazy. That said, I think Padilla should be like 60-40 here. I make it minus 150. He opened as a dog. I've been betting it. He's now slight favorite everywhere. You can get pretty close to even money, though. I feel pretty good about this one. The Nasrat guy never panned out. These guys are both kind of rising up, though. And Nasrat's young. He can still pan out, but I don't think he should be favoring here. This one, I don't know that much about this Jackson McVeigh. Young. These guys, these two just aren't elite. And then Bruno Ferreira is dangerous and just beat him very quickly. Don't learn that much. I mean, who knows who even shows up when this Cedric Dumas guy walks in there. This dude is like in and out of, I think one time he missed his fight because of an ankle bracelet. Homie was on house arrest. He couldn't make it in. He couldn't get the judge to take it off. But yeah, that guy, he looks good sometimes and he looks horrible sometimes. You don't gain much information from his fights. The Wesley Schultz guy had a tough path, though. Like, this guy looks like he could be a decent grappler. Doesn't look kind of like a sick athlete or anything, but I don't know. He's found ways to win, and then he got knocked out by this guy who I think could be very, very good. I bet this guy in all of his fights. Gone to a lot of his fights, actually. He looks dangerous. He just has, like, the huge build, huge frame for the division, good striking, good power, and seems patient. Like he has the timing. He seems like a smart athlete. So, high hopes for this guy, and no shame in losing to him. That said, these other guys aren't much, but he's getting wins against them. I think Wesley Schultz would be a small favorite here. Definitely going to bet him. Don't have enough information to be confident, though. Might as well pull up the model. Model makes it 50-50. That's fair. Both young, not a lot of information. More information you got, the more I put into the model. If they only have like 1 or 2 fights, I could care less what it says. I care more about how I have the fighters rated and stuff. This Nchukwu fight, I think it's very flippy. I don't have a strong opinion. I liked him a bit because he was a decent dog. I think I was getting like plus 125. Yeah, plus 125 early. Plus 120s on exchanges. I actually got some today. It's crashing. I mean, small lean to his side. He's just big athlete, and the Gaziv guy doesn't have a lot of heart. Don't expect much here, but I'll take the plus 120. Cat, what are you doing? All right, next one we got this. Let's skip this one. Chavez. Model seems to love her just because it's hard to be a 5-1 favorite. Gives her like a 25% shot. I don't have a strong opinion here. Yeah, I mean, I expect her to lose. Not much to it, but I'm never betting the favorite here. Getting almost plus 500 on Pauly. I'll probably throw a little sweat on the dog, but Nothing really. Mason Jones. The model is going to lean this Medeiros a little bit. But Mason Jones had a weird career where he left the UFC. Probably got juiced out of his mind. Oh my God, look at this crazy ass cat. Hey, you want to go outside that bad? Anyway. Yeah, model loves Medeiros. I don't see it. Again, Mason Jones. Oh my God, Jay, you want to go out so bad. Mason Jones left the UFC, got all juiced out. He looks pretty good now. He's been winning fights in definitive fashion against decent guys. Medeiros, he held his own against Padilla, but I don't know, he just wasn't the guy. Am I going to lay 3-1 against him? No, but I'm not going to follow the model here on Medeiros. I'm just going to pass on this one. Kind of feel the same way about this next fight against Roman Dolidze against Reiner de Ritter. I have a lot of respect for this guy from grappling. This guy is elite. Good top pressure, good wrestling for a jiu-jitsu guy. Decent hands, too. He kind of reminds me of Fluffy, where he's just like constant pressure. I think he's got better hands, too, but just like a much worse gas tank. Like, I think Hernandez fights a bit smarter, and de Ritter's a little bit more dangerous and a bit worse cardio. But it's a similar style where they just kind of pressure wrestling and throw a lot of threats at the guy and kind of wear him down. Dolidze he's not a great opponent for that. He's kind of just solid everywhere. He's a bit older now. Model likes him. I don't really. I kind of think it's the end of his career here. What, he's 38. They're kind of just feeding him these horrible fights. Like, this is an awful matchup. He had no shot against Fluffy. Like, just none. Probably like a 10% crazy knockout shot, but he was just dead. Definitely had a shot against Duncan. You know, anytime you're just like throwing hands, this guy can win. But I kind of feel like RDR is just going to hold him down. I don't think this is going to be a fun fight. I think he's just going to get beat up. I can't take plus 300 here. I'm just going to pass. This one, it kind of flipped throughout the week. This happened last week. I bet some stuff early, and a lot of times it moves quite a bit. I can't post those, you know what I mean? Like, I'm betting them at the start of the week. Probably smaller limits. I can't pass them out before I bet them. They're just going to explode. But I like Petrino. And it's very rare that I bet back. Like, I'm not big on hedging or anything. I kind of like as much action as I can get on these fights. It makes it more exciting for me. Realistically, the market's not that big. But I'm starting to like Spivak. It's moved so much. There's 140s out there. If I can get 150, I'm going to take it. Yeah, again, model likes Petrino. It makes it probably about minus 140 or something. But Spivak's kind of had like tougher opponents, and he's a more proven heavyweight. They're similar size and everything. Spivak's getting a little fat, but he's kind of a bigger heavyweight now. He was a smaller one. But yeah, no shame in losing to Jelton Jr. Waldo Acosta fights too smart for him. I hate this guy, but he does fight very smart. He always has a good game plan. I don't know. I despise watching that guy fight. But this guy's pretty good too. Not a lot of fights in the UFC, but solid opponent. Marcin, solid, especially a couple years ago. He got his ass whooped by Cyril Gahn, who sometimes looks unbelievable. Easy win against Lewis. Yeah, I mean, just very tough fights against real heavyweights. And Petrino kind of, I don't know. He's a very strange career. Losing to Anthony Smith at the end of his career, that was shocking, you know. A lot of these fights don't really mean it. These two fights don't mean anything. This is a real win right here. This is a tough fight for him at the time. This doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, didn't look that impressive against Asplin, who's not an elite heavyweight yet. Yeah, I just don't have a lot of faith in this guy. I mean, he's young, moved up. Maybe he'll start to look better at heavyweight, but I'm not laying 150 here. I'm going to probably bet back a little bit on the dog, especially if he keeps moving. And then the main, this is kind of unfortunate because I really liked Anthony Hernandez. It's actually the biggest bet of the year so far for me was Hernandez against Strickland. Well, not the most risk, but biggest bet in terms of units and stuff. I did have a lot on Max against Connor because that was just a nonsense fight. I mean, Max has been elite for 10 years, solid, good chin. His only losses are against the best guys in the world, and Connor just isn't there anymore. You know, he's elite talent, but dude's been blasting drugs for 10 years. Like, what was he gonna do? You know, like that was just a stupid fight, stupid line. I went to it and I was excited for all the fights, but I just didn't care about that one. Like, the walkout was the best part of it for sure. Anyway, Model loves Hernandez, makes him like 3-1 favorite. He's got solid wrestling. I think it should be a little bit less. I think he could get knocked out and stuff. So I'm still gonna go with Hernandez, and I guess I'll put it down as like a pick at -200, even though I bet this at -170. Yeah, line's kind of flying. I'd still take a little small gamble on it. I think he could just control the wrestling. But yeah, it's not a great matchup. I mean, G-Rod's kind of like a more athletic, longer, bigger Strickland that's got more power and way worse cardio and way lower fight IQ, you know? But I'm saying he is a dangerous athlete. He could fuck this guy up. Yeah, I mean, these are some tough fights. He gets wins, so... Don't love it, but I'll put a little sweat on Fluffy. Oh my God, the cat is being so good you can't really see him though. All right, I guess I'll put in the bets over here. So what do we got? We got 1 unit. What can we get on Fluff? We got -178 on Polly. Feels a little unfair. I mean, even though I bet this -170, I'm just going to write down -190 for this because I want this to be as transparent as possible. It's a main event. You can get -195 on Circa. You can easily shop this on Kalshi and Poly and get 185. Pinnacle's 193. Usually you can bet the main event with your friends anyway. Spivak. There's some 144s. I'm bet half a unit plus 144 on Spivak. Again, certainly don't love it. I just try to bet anything I can. If I think there's any kind of edge, I'll do it. Don't think I want Chavez. In Shuckle, you get some 122s. And you get the benefit of a draw and stuff. That's a spelling bee one. Chuckwu. Yeah, I'll give you 1 unit, 122. What else? We got Wesley Schultz. I'm going to go with, I guess 3 units. Schultz. I think there's tons of 155s and stuff. 156. 156 on exchanges, 151, 154. Pinnacle's 152, whatever. I'll go between Pauly and Pinnacle. Keep a simple number. Padilla, I bet him as a dog. I bet plus 110 and stuff. Still some 105s out there. Not a big bet now that it's moved so much. I'll bet 2 units minus 105. I'm not doing myself any favors on these prices since I'm the one moving the line, but whatever. I still think it's winning. Gage Young, 2 units. 156 is out there. Tons of 160s, 159. All right, whatever. I'm gonna 161 Pinnacle. I'll just write the pinnacle price, 161. Not going to put in the Emmer Sweat. Not going to fade this Ryan Kuz guy that I've never heard of. Last bet will be Reed. I'll throw like a 1 unit sweat on Reed. Tons of plus 600s out there. 669 Kalshi. Again, not doing myself any favors. I'll just write 600, 1 unit, Reed. And then, yeah, I've only done a couple of these videos so far. And I'm also posting on Twitter. But, yeah, if you bet the last two cards I posted, where I put it, we're up 5.2 units, mostly because Stoltzfus is the man. Alvarez didn't show up. I didn't love this. Kind of ruined it. But, yeah, Luque fight was tough. This Tremblay fight was tough. Brito, vicious knockout. But, yeah, we're off to a good start. 5 units and 2 cards. So, yeah, I'll probably drop another one of these Monday, or at least go live or something and post my picks there. Good luck.